So, first of all, I would like to apologize that I'm not there with you physically, but unfortunately, I'm sick at home with all the family sick. So, it's been quite a difficult morning. But basically, as Janet mentioned, my name is Veronica. I work at the conference unit of the university, and some of you have already worked with us as a unit. And we've supported some of your events. For those that have not, I will be going through some of the services that we can offer and also some practical things that you should always keep in mind in terms of logistics when you are interested in organizing and hosting a cost event here in Malta through the university. So basically, our services include our support starts from the very first stages of you planning for this particular event that you would like to host here, and up till the very end of the project when you are actually having the event happening here in Malta, and sometimes even afterwards when you want to make some material available, for example, through the event website, such as, I don't know, any particular proceedings or any other material which you would have put together during your particular event. So the very first thing which you have to keep in mind is that through the work of the conference unit, along with the liaising with IT services, we offer the opportunity for each event to have a website, an event website basically, which includes an online registration form. Now, in the case of cost, usually this is mostly made use of for the booking and the payments for catering services, namely the lunches that are organized every day during the event, as well as for that particular social event, usually a group dinner, networking dinner, which is organized for the participating group. I will show you in a few minutes' time a particular website of a different event, of a particular conference, and you can see basically the format and how things work out through that particular registration website. Basically, the good thing about it is that, of course, we can keep track of who is paying for what services, as well as keeping a record of all this material. We handle that from our unit. We have a person who is assigned to do that. So we can also monitor certain registrations. We can inform you and we can liaise with you so that, for example, if you know that certain people should be booking for lunches and they have not, you can contact them. We tell you, look, these people have not booked yet, and so on. So we can help in that manner as well. Of course, on the day of the conference, we also can help out at the registration desk, you know, having your attendance list, so to make sure that people sign every day, as well as to register any kind of, I don't know, sometimes you have workshops, for example, and you want to split up people into workshops. So that might be another use for the website, as well as at the registration desk, another help that we can basically offer. Of course, what do you need when you have a cost event coming up? Definitely the space where the event is going to take place. It could be a space at the university. I'm going to go through in a few minutes' time the kind of spaces that you can opt for, as well as other venues, because there might be a situation where either for logistical purposes, especially to lessen the need for commuting for participants, as well as because university venues would be fully booked, you might opt as an organizer to host the event at a hotel, for example, with the participants staying at the same hotel. We can handle that. We have a number of hotels that we work with regularly as a conference unit. So we can also get good deals, good packages, both for the use of the room as well as for accommodation options for your participants. Of course, we can help you also to select the ideal space depending on the kind of event that you are going to host, whether it is a conference, whether it's a workshop, a meeting. So you can leave it up to us. You tell us what you need, and we can suggest the best available venues for your needs. Of course, as I mentioned previously, sometimes certain cost events also carry with them the opportunity to organize a social program. as many of you have mentioned throughout your presentations, basically, cost meetings are very important for networking. And sometimes, although during the event itself, there's a lot of networking going on, it's during the extra activities when people are a bit more relaxed that most of the networking actually takes place. So we always suggest to at least have one optional event, such as a dinner. We also offer a package, for example, with a tour, so that they get a taste of Malta as well. So we can actually show you what we offer, the kind of options that there are, but also tailor make something specifically for you if you would like something perhaps related more to the topic that you are discussing within your cost program. Of course, although we're trying to go green as much as possible and go paperless as much as possible, but we also help you out with any conference packs, name tags, and nameplates that you have that you need to prepare. So of course, this is another thing that you have to keep in mind. What are the material things that you would like to have available, so that you don't leave it till the end, especially if you want to get any kind of merchandise on offer, so that we can help out with that as well. Of course, it goes without saying, any signage directing participants to the room. And recently, this has increased. The next point, the video conferencing and the provision of audiovisual facilities, of course, has increased because of the COVID situation, where a lot of events have, for the past year, taken place totally online. But now there is also the hybrid option, which of course we can retain even after COVID, for participants who perhaps cannot actually attend physically, cannot come to Malta physically. So from our end, we can offer this service where we set up the video conferencing platform and also provide technical personnel that can assist throughout. Now, this is a very important point, catering services. You have to keep in mind that participants can be refunded for meals, but there is a limit. At the moment, it's 20 euros, for example. So we have to, as a conference unit, help you so that you tell us exactly what you have in mind, and to make sure that the experience throughout the lunches and also the dinner is as pleasurable as possible, but within limits, of course. In terms of dinners, it's almost impossible to come up with an interesting package and a pleasant package with 20 euros. So generally, not generally, often the participants need to fork something out. So if the package is at 38 euros, which includes transport and dinner and tour, for example, they will get refunded for the 20 euros, but for the rest, of course, it's something that they have to fork out. So what we try to do is to make sure that they get the best value for the money that they spend and the best experience, not only, that having good food, but also having a good experience generally, okay, the good atmosphere and so on. So if you have funds to organize certain catering, sometimes instead of having, for example, a dinner, some people decide to have an end reception. Sometimes there are poster sessions or an exhibition, and they combine it with a reception, for example. So tell us what you had in mind, and through the limited budget that you have, we'll try to help out with this, because food is always a bit of an issue, and trying to match with the budget that we have. Of course, printing facilities are available during the event when they are hosted at our venues, support staff, as I have mentioned, Wi-Fi service, and the negotiation of accommodation packages. And this includes not only if the event is being held at a hotel, but even if it's being held at the Valletta campus, for example. Our director, Ms. Lucian, our head, Ms. Lucian Bugeya, contacts basically the hotels that we have a very good working relationship with, so that they can be offered, the participant can be offered special rates if they quote the event code that we set up, and all this information that I've already mentioned, be it accommodation, any prices, any services that we can offer, more details about the cost event basically, and also a link to the actual project website. All that can be included in a website, which I would like to show you a sample here. So basically, of course, it follows a template of the University of Malta. So as you can see, this is a random website, a random conference, so it's not a cost meeting. What we do is basically, we also liaise with marketing and comms to create this kind of banner that you can see over here. with all the general details related to the event. And so this is all.
Sorry.
Yes.
We're not seeing the website, we're only seeing the PowerPoint.
Okay, just a second so that I can adjust the share screen. Okay. Okay, so you should be seeing the website now.
Yes, okay.
Perfect. Okay, so this is the banner which I mentioned. All the information there. So that is material, marketing material that you can also use to disseminate information to the participants, and also later on, or if you're getting further funds from anyone else. So it's marketing material that you can actually use. And then we have this format where a number of sub-pages are presented on the homepage through this particular tabs and images. Basically, something which is very important is travel requirements, especially now during COVID, but we always put that up because of visas and so on, or any other kind of information that the participant might need with regards to traveling. Usually an about section. If there are going to be any teams or any specific workshop sessions that can have a page on its own. Social program, the actual registration, in your case, it's more of a payment portal rather than a registration. Any special particular keynote speakers or keynote participants, they can have a page on their own, and the general pages which we as a standard include for all university events. That is information about the University of Malta, accommodation and logistics, especially when it comes to these packages which I mentioned before, accommodation packages, and general information which the participant might find useful whilst they are in Malta. Of course, we can have less or more depending on your requirements. We're very flexible, so we just discuss together basically what you need, and we can put up whatever is needed. So I'm going to go back to my presentation now. Basically, why is this important to have the website? It's of course a professional and corporate presentation of information. There is the online registration portal with secure payment for the catering options. Don't forget that for catering, especially if you're having the event at the Valletta campus or MCDA campus, of course, we do not have regulars, not like when you're in a hotel. So we need to get outside caterers and specifically set up food options for you. So of course, it's very important that we know in advance roughly how many people will be opting for lunches. And also, since people would be sometimes coming and going, not attending for all days, for example, if it's for example, a 4-day, 5-day event, we would need to know who will be present when to set up this space and so on. So that also lets us know a bit of information about who we are hosting, how many people are we hosting every day. Apart from them, it provides a secure payment portal instead of having to, handle cash and so on at registration desk, which tends to be quite messy and not practical at all. It's a platform, of course, for the uploading of material, including any abstracts, program, proceedings, etc. As we said, we're trying to go paperless as much as possible. But apart from that, that allows a bit of more functionality, more media that you can upload. So think of this material, what kind of material you'd like to upload on your website, what things you can make available prior to the actual event instead of just handing out papers in the end. And of course, there is the provision of all required travel details and general information, making it easier for your participants to attend. Very, very quickly, going through our venues, the venues that we can offer through the university. There's the option of the Valletta campus, which is of course the most historic building, is situated right in the middle of Valletta, so very close to all amenities, to restaurants, hotels, whatever you need, basically all the shops, also interesting places where to go, and makes it quite easy to organize a tour, for example, and less costly as well, because you don't get involved into the organization of transport and that sort of thing. You can also opt for MCEDA campus, especially if you're using certain labs or other services, other spaces which are specifically designed for particular activities at the MCEDA campus, other university venues, but also, as I mentioned, you can go for venues outside of the university. We still help out. We still take care of all logistics. We even take care of any transport issues and so on. The important thing, what we are here for as a conference and events unit, is so that you can focus on the content, you can focus on the academic content of your event, and these logistical details and this logistical headaches, you leave it up to us and we can take care of everything, of course, always liaising with you and depending on what you need. But that is basically what our unit is there for. It's to support you and make sure that you can focus on the really nitty-gritty things that you should be focusing on, and not the small stuff which we can handle from our end. So basically, the Valletta campus, there are quite a lot of spaces that you can choose from, large halls, the flexible Aula Magna, which has been recently refurbished, which is the first picture over there at the very top. Right next to it, the Aula Prima, which is more of a cinema style, but it has retractable seating. So there is the option to have, I don't know, a kind of a business breakfast setup, cabaret style, and so on, if you wish as well. The Valletta Campus Theatre, which is another option with retractable seating as well, which is the second picture on your left. And then you also have the courtyard, which also has been recently refurbished in the past few years, which can be used also for any networking events and other activities which you might have. The corridors, for those of you who perhaps have not been to the Valletta campus quite a lot, the corridors are also huge, so they can be used for, I don't know, setting up of exhibition, poster boards. You might be having also other sponsor or exhibitors, so they can set up the tables over there. And of course, we also have a number of smaller meeting and lecture spaces, which you might be using for breakdown sessions or for smaller events as well. MCEDA campus also has quite a variety of spaces that you can make use of, the largest of which is, of course, the Sir Temizan Mead Hall. There is also the option of the ICT Hall, various lecture theatres and classrooms, boardrooms and meeting rooms, the Max TV studios, and also outdoor spaces if you want to have some networking out there. Always keep in mind, if you're opting especially for MCEDA campus, do not leave it till the very end to book your space, because of course priority is always given to lectures and regular annual activities. So basically our team would need to liaise with scheduling department so that they can find space, the exact space and the suitable space that you would need, basically. This was all that I have to say from my end. This last slide has some information, some contact information that you might wish to opt for. Basically, the process usually starts off with, as soon as you have applied for to participate in a cost project and you are deciding to hosting one here, you would have already spoken to project support, of course, for the distribution of your budget, basically. But then from that step onwards, you can contact us directly through those contact details that you can find on screen. Our head, Mr. Siem Bujeya, would speak with you and she'd get an idea of the budget that you have and what you need. And then she will, of course, translate to the rest of the group and to the rest of the team, and each member of the team will take up their things. For example, I am one who takes care of the website with my colleague Maria, so I will be taking care of that. And our colleagues like Sarah and Arnold, for example, will be more into the logistical part and making sure that you have all the things that you need. We also have our technical staff, also our colleague Angel, who will help you out with any quotes or other financial issues. So basically, we have a team where all the members have a particular task in hand, which will make it easier in terms of logistics for you, so that you can focus on what really needs your attention, and that is the actual content of the actual event itself. I hope that this presentation was informative and it will help you to know exactly what you have to think of in terms of logistics before you set out to host a particular cost event in Malta. And of course, if you have any questions that you would like to ask up now, feel free to do so. And if you'd like to contact us for more information, as I said, there are these details on screen as well.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you. With us. So I think we all deserve a very good, nice lunch break now. We are running a bit late, so I suggest we start perhaps a bit later, about 2:15. It's okay. So in the afternoon, we're going to have two breakout groups, okay, two breakout sessions, group 1 and group 2. Now, group 2 will be in here because one of the speakers, 2 more people will be joining us this afternoon who couldn't be with us this morning. Lourdes Farrugia also coordinates cost action, and Sue Vella, who's in the social policy. So group 2 will be here because Sue told me she has a presentation. Group 1 will be outside where there's the water. So what I'm going to do is arbitrarily split you into 1 and 2 groups. So 1, so the number I tell you will be in that group. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. This is the shape, okay? So we'll just split into 2 because the others are all speakers. All right, so you know what number you have to settle. Okay.
Just another announcement for tomorrow. The meeting is not here because it's not available. It will be in Campus Hub in CHBO for 1-8.